Hello, everyone, and welcome into Coach Sports. Sorry for the delay, first of all, but I'm going to get into this just saying Monday I was trying to catch up on a couple things. Yesterday I was dealing with either the flu or some type of stomach bug, so didn't make a video then. Obviously, today doing more of a live stream. Had a couple other things going on this morning. It was a little kind of a live stream, record a video, edit the video, upload, all that such. So this is going to be here, whether you're joining right now or whether you're watching on replay. So my idea for today, and hopefully everything cooperates, is kind of go through everything like we normally would in terms of injuries, kind of talk through some guys. Maybe not quite so much as core plays is typical though, but I like to start off with the injuries and play for today. Orlando Magic are without Jonathan Izumo, Kiki, and Jalen Suggs, so no real changes here. For the Detroit Pistons, we have Marvin Bagley and Isaiah Livers both out. So Marvin Bagley is kind of that backup center if you have it, since Stewart and Jalen Duran have both been playing together. Although it was kind of noted that Dwayne Casey said he might mix up his kind of rotations and things too. I believe the last game Sadiq Bey played a couple extra minutes, so he could be of interest. He's in the guys that I was interested in today, especially when it comes to Patreon overall. So I'll go through some of those guys once we get there. So it could be a little bit of interest there overall. Maybe a guy like, maybe a guy like, God, I can't think of his name right now. Kevin Knox. I don't know why I was trying to think of Trey Knox, but Kevin Knox, he could be a little bit of interest today too. Is kind of a GPP punt play if you want to go there. Phoenix Suns are without a ton of guys once again. So we got Devin Booker, Jay Crowder, Cameron Payne, and Landry Shamet all out once again. Bismack Biyombo is listed as questionable to play. This expected lineup they have here is not what I would expect their lineup to be tonight. Maybe you go super big like this, but I don't really see that being the case overall. So probably going to see Damon Lee in that starting lineup. Jack Lando could get some extra minutes, though, especially if Washington goes to that kind of double center lineup once again tonight with Kristaps Porzingis and Daniel Gafford. So maybe Lando's an interesting punt play there. Damon Lee could be an option as well. Chris Paul is obviously going to be super interesting without Devin Booker around, obviously. Then for the Washington Wizards, it looks like Bradley Beal's just questionable. He did pull his hamstring the last time out, so we'll see if he plays tonight or not. Obviously, if he does not end up playing, we're looking at Kristaps Porzingis, Kyle Kuzma being the main beneficiaries. And if Gafford starts once again alongside Porzingis, he could be in play once again tonight as well. For the Brooklyn Nets, looks like just Joe Harris out tonight, so nothing too crazy here at this point in time. Too much about this Nets team overall. Hawks are kind of one of that's up in the air tonight. So we know Clint Capella's out once again. He's dealing with a calf strain, I believe it is. So Okongwu is interesting if he starts, but he's decently priced, so I'm not trying to go there too much. John Collins would be the guy that's a little bit more interesting to me. He's like $5,300 on DraftKings, or 54, one of the two, and $6,300 on FanDuel. I think you can play him on both sites. Looks a little bit better on DraftKings. Obviously, he was kind of that guy on top of the cover for this video or live stream, as you have it will be. We have DeAndre Hunter, who did end up missing yesterday. This is questionable to play. Jalen Johnson and Bogdanovich are both questionable to play, as well as Trae Young. So if Trae Young misses, DeJounte Murray becomes pretty popular tonight, and rightfully so. And he's got a reduced price tag where I think it would definitely be warranted. Moving down to the Lakers, we have LeBron James listed as questionable. Anthony Davis is still out. Dennis Schroeder and Austin Reeves both listed as probable to play tonight. I believe Schroeder's already been ruled in. I could be wrong about that. They do get Juan Toscano-Anderson back tonight, but he probably too big an impact overall. So we're just looking at here is if LeBron James plays. If he doesn't play, Russell Westbrook's going to look pretty good. You can take some shots on some of these other guys, whether it's the Dennis Schroeder or Lonnie Walker. Thomas Bryant's going to be in play either way, since he's recently priced on both sites, and he gets you about 30 points on most nights as well. Then on the Heat side, we have kind of the same type of thing that we've been looking at for them, but a lot of injuries in play once again. Dwayne Dedmon and Omar Yurtseven both out. Gabe Vincent's questionable with the knee injury he's been dealing with. Udonis Haslem's questionable, but doesn't really play too often as it is anyways, since he's, just an assistant coach essentially at this point in time. Jimmy Butler's questionable with his ankle injury. We'll see if he plays tonight or not. If he does play, I don't have a problem going to him. He's a little bit pricier than I probably like to play with a guy coming off an ankle injury, but could be interested in GPP formats. And then we have Bam Adebayo listed as questionable as well. Obviously, if he plays, I would be very interested in him tonight. And then Caleb Martin listed as probable to play once again tonight. So kind of a little bit of news up in the air there with that Heat team overall. Lots going to depend on whether Bam and Jimmy play tonight. Tyler Hero, playable on FanDuel, not so much on DraftKings, where he's all the way up to like $9,300, which is just a lot for him. But could be some interesting options, especially if Bam Adebayo misses once again. Then, or we get Orlando Robinson being kind of interesting overall, although he didn't start the last time out, but could get that start tonight going against Thomas Bryant. Then we move down to the Timberwolves, who are without Jordan McLaughlin, Torian Prince, and Karl Anthony Towns once again. Kyle Anderson is questionable to play. I still believe that's that back injury he's dealing with, so we'll see if he plays tonight or not. On the Pelicans side, we have Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, and EJ Liddell all out once again, so it should be pretty similar to what we saw last time out, although they do get Zion Williamson back. I don't believe he played the last game. It's been obviously a couple days since I made some videos and catching up on everything too, because I really didn't play too much the past 2 days. But could be some interest in there with the Pelicans, whether it's a CJ McCollum, Zion Williamson, if you want to play one of those two. Jonas Valanciunas in GPP formats. Same thing with Trey Murphy as well. Then for the Milwaukee Bucks, we actually got some news here where Drew Holiday has been ruled out today. So Chris Middleton is also out already. So Giannis is going to look pretty good. It'll be interesting to see who they start in this game, too. Javon Carter could have some extra appeal. Maybe Grayson Allen has a little extra appeal. Pat Connaughton actually in a lot of minutes lately. So he was one of my favorite GPP pick options earlier on in the day. If he ends up starting tonight, he could be very relevant as well. Then for the Bulls, we have Derrick Jones Jr., Javon Green, Alex Caruso, both questionable to play. I expect Caruso back today. If he comes back and he plays 26, 28 minutes, he is very much in play, although you don't really have too much upside there. Javonte Green's more filler than anything, so we're not really looking at him. For the Utah Jazz, they did get Kelly Olynyk back. We'll see how many minutes he actually plays tonight. Not too much value on that team overall. If you want to play Mike Conley or Jordan Clarkson on DraftKings, you can do it. Markman's a reasonable play on both sides, but not anybody I'm going out of my way to play. And then for the Golden State Warriors, no Steph Curry, no Andre Iguodala, no Andrew Wiggins, and Thompson is doubtful to play tonight as well. JaMychal Green list is questionable to play. We'll see if he makes his return tonight, but even if he's back, he's probably only playing max at like 16 minutes. So Jordan Poole is very much in play. Moses Moody is kind of a filler guy if you want to go there. DiVincenzo could be decent in GPP formats as well. Draymond, you can take your shots on as well. Kuminga off the bench. If you really want to go there, you can do it as well as Ty Jerome. So quite a bit of value on this team overall. Mainly guys that I'm playing in GP, not anybody that I'm really looking to go out of my way to play in cash on either side, though. Then we have the Denver Nuggets, who are without Jeff Green, and then we have Aaron Gordon, who ended up missing last night. List is questionable. Bruce Brown rolled his ankle last night. He is questionable as well. Probably don't expect Bruce Brown to play tonight. And then we have Colin Gillespie listed as a game time decision. I don't think he's anywhere close to being back, though, so we'll have to see with that, but probably not in the rotation either way. And then for Sacramento Kings, it's just Domantas Sabonis, who's questionable to play tonight. He has a broken thumb and a torn UCL in that thumb as well. This is the same injury that Bam Adebayo had last year that he opted to have surgery on and missed almost 2 months with. So I don't really see Sabonis being too effective playing through it like he's intending to do. He didn't go through shoot around yesterday. Obviously did not end up playing it as well. See if he plays tonight. Not anybody that I'm going out of my way to play, though. So just kind of a guy there. If he doesn't play, you could take some shots on some of those other centers, whether it's an Alex Len, who ended up starting last night. Rashawn Holmes is there. We got Metu. We got Trey Lyles, could play some small ball 5 as well. But nothing too crazy in terms of that overall. And I'm just going to go. I'm going to leave this up because I got the Patreon up on the other screen. I'm just going to go up and go through some of the guys that I did like. So this is on DraftKings. There was Ty Jerome, who's kind of a GPP pay down option. Get you about 20 points at that $3,500 price tag. Killian Hayes been playing extremely well as of late. Currently have him projected for about 29 tonight. Definitely has some upside for more as well. Cole Anthony, if he gets the minutes, he's definitely in play, but he's more of a GPP option as well. Got Kyrie Irving, who's pretty steady, decent price tag on DraftKings overall. D'Angelo Russell, probably at the position, I believe, on FanDuel. Very much in play on DraftKings as well. Reasonable upside there, especially in GPPs. I know that you have to play him in cash, but he does give you some pretty good upside overall. Drew Holiday initially, you want to play, Javon Carter, you could do that as well. I'm not exactly sure how much his price tag is at this point in time. Jamal Murray is very much in play. He's been playing more minutes and playing very well as of late. Mike Conley, he's there. He's got a decent price tag. I mean, it's probably more of a GPP play, but you're not getting too much upside with him as well. Alex Crusoe was a GPP pay down option if he plays. De'Aaron Fox, I like quite a bit for the upside in GPPs, given the fact that Sabonis is injured, may or may not play. And even if he plays, he might not be quite as effective as he normally is. So should benefit Fox a little bit overall there. Markelle Fultz is very much in play, but he's a GPP option probably as well. CJ McCollum and Chris Paul. So out of the point guards, probably my favorite ones tonight are going to be D'Angelo Russell, Chris Paul, maybe even like De'Aaron Fox and GPP as well. And shooting guards on DraftKings, I like Jordan Clarkson quite a bit. He projects reasonably well. Jaden Ivey is very much in play. Royce O'Neal, he was playing the big minutes before he kind of left the team and then he came back. So if he can get up to that minutes again, just at that price tag, he is very interesting, but a cheap pay down option there as well. Moses Moody, a GPP pay down option. Anthony Edwards for the upside. Bradley Beal, I have in here, but more or less if he plays, but I'm not super interested. I just think it's ownership play if he does end up playing. At small forward, we got Pat Connaughton as a GPP pay down option, but if he starts, he's going to look pretty good. Maybe cash option overall. Then at small forward, and then still at small forward, we have Sadiq Bey, who is an interesting GPP pay down option. Obviously, we saw them up last time. Could be interesting as well. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, kind of my higher end options at small forward on the DraftKings side. For power forward, Isaiah Stewart looks decent if he, especially with no Marvin Bagley tonight, could be pretty interesting. John Collins, super interesting, especially on DraftKings with his price tag. Giannis, who obviously has no Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday tonight, is going to look pretty good. Then we have Draymond Green. Trey Lyles is a GPP pay down option if Sabonis misses, could be in play. Jimmy Butler, if he ends up playing. Ben Simmons is a guy I like quite a bit too. He's pretty reasonably priced DraftKings side overall. As a center, we have Jalen Duran, who's going to look pretty good overall. Andre Drummond, just a GPP pay down option as he is on most. Since if he ended up getting like 20 minutes or something, he could definitely go off in that 20 minutes. Daniel Gafford, if he starts, could be a GPP pay down option. Kind of a sneaky one today is Brook Lopez. He is a reasonably decent play on DraftKings. Obviously, there's new Drew Holiday tonight. Maybe he gets a couple extra shots as well. Nikolai Jokic looks pretty good. Thomas Bryant, and then Bam Adebayo if he ends up playing as well. FanDuel side, we have point guards. D'Angelo Russell, he's my favorite play over there. Jordan Poole is very much in play. He's a reasonably priced play. He gives you a little bit upside, but not too much at that price tag. We have Kyrie Irving and De'Aaron Fox in that same breath. They give you pretty good upside. They're reasonably priced. Same thing with Chris Paul. Killian Hayes has that upside as we've seen in recent games. And then CJ McCollum. At shooting guard, we got Moses Moody, kind of has that GPP pay down option once again. Dante DiVincenzo, Zach LaVine, both in play. Kevin Huerter's kind of an interesting one because he's fairly priced there. You can go there if you want to. Anthony Edwards is a reasonable play as well as Tyler Hero. Bradley Beal if he ends up playing. For small forward, we have Jonathan Kuminga off the bench. He's a little bit more reasonably priced on the FanDuel side, so I don't mind going to him some there. Pat Connaughton, Paulo Banchero, Michael Porter Jr. And then at power forward, we have Giannis, Don James, Isaiah Stewart, and John Collins. I like into some Giannis today. Isaiah Stewart and John Collins are very interesting as well. And then LeBron's obviously just the player to that. Excuse me. Then at center, we have Bam Adebayo if he ends up playing, Jalen Duran, Thomas Bryant, and then Andre Drummond is a GPP paydown option. That's kind of what I got right now. Going over the Patreon real quick, just of the guys that projected out 5 times or better for me early on today. Could be some other guys in there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments on this video, whether you're watching now or in the future. But at this point in time, I'm going to try to get out of here. Still not feeling the greatest, but I figure I just get in here and go through a little rundown on some of the injuries, kind of my thoughts on the slate overall for today. But do appreciate everybody that tuned in for this short live stream, obviously. And if you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe. And we'll be back to a regular video schedule starting tomorrow. But once again, thank you guys for everybody that did tune in at this point in time.